is up, my fitness junkies? This video is going to be a little bit different, kind of almost like vlog style. You know, these are the type of videos that I really fell in love with YouTube with you know, old OG fitness YouTubers like Christian Guzman, Nick Wright, Max Tuning, Steve Cook. But I'm going to go through my workout, you know, here in my home gym that I got all set up now. So I'm going to go through it with you guys, you know, kind of explain some things throughout the workout, but make it a little bit more just kind of casual, conversational, just kind of get intimate with you guys, have a little bit different type of video for you. So hope you enjoy this. We're going to get in the garage gym. This is a workout that I typically do in a regular gym, so we're going to have to do some modifications. So if you have a garage gym, there's going to be some value in that as well, kind of like figuring out how to modify certain movements. But yeah, hope you enjoy it. See you guys in the garage gym. Peace. All right, guys. First things first, let's take a moment to just appreciate this home gym that I got set up here. So pretty pumped about it. Shout out to Ben Stiller from Dodgeball. If you ain't first, you're last. Got the brand here. I'm gonna show you guys these lights. This is a sick lighting setup here. Just gotta plug it in. Make it a lot more bright in here. So we got these cool hexagon lights shining right above the FJT platform. So whenever someone's going for a big deadlift or squat PR, like I had my friend Josh doing recently, got that all set up. Got the mini fridge for easy water access. Need to get a bigger, I'm gonna get a big mirror right here. I'm gonna get a couple of murals on the wall. This wall is probably gonna have my logo painted on the wall right there. And then I wanna get where it says, if you're a Houston native, where it says be someone on that bridge downtown, I wanna get that right there. Me and my dad made this dumbbell rack. And this speaker really bumps, but I'm gonna keep it quiet in here. Just listen to my headphones when I'm actually doing my sets so that, you know, I can talk through some of these exercises and everything with you guys. With no further ado, I'm just gonna be using this stool as my setup here. But I am going to go ahead, get a warm up in. I'm not gonna walk you guys through the warm up. I'll go ahead and just get that done myself. And then I'm gonna start working out, you know, and just kind of in between sets, just have conversations with you guys, talk about what's going through my mind when I'm working out. This video, like I said, is gonna be a lot more vlog style. So I typically watch YouTube videos like this when I'm eating my meals or just kind of like relaxing at the end of the day. So if you guys are like me, hopefully you can do stuff like that and just kind of watch this video, you know, on and off throughout the day when you've got some downtime. So enjoy. All right, first exercise I have is dumbbell rows. My dumbbells only go up to 95 pounds. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit higher rep and just focus on nice and slow and controlled form. At the time of this recording, I am exactly to the day 11 weeks out from my first men's physique bodybuilding show. So this is one of my back workouts that my coach has given me, my physique coach. So yeah, gonna dive into this. First set is a set of 20. I'm gonna start with 75, kind of work my way up from there. Let's go ahead and get it. Take a little bit more rest in between sets on these. Obviously you're doing each side, but you don't want to be exhausted going into the other side. Yeah, 20 reps, 75 pounds. Usually when I'm in the gym for this exercise, I've been going 20 reps for the first set, 15 for the second set, 12, 10, and I'm climbing in weight each time. Probably just gonna go 20 and 15, 15, 15. Since I can only go up to 95 pounds. So I'm gonna hit one set of 20 on each side with the 75, and then 3 sets of 15 with the 95 for my last 3 sets. Let's get the other side here. Good. Whew. Little tip for you guys. Usually what I do, and I just forgot to do it that time, I think because I wanted to face the camera on the first set, but my weaker side is actually my left side. I actually have a little bit of imbalance, even in my lat, where when I do a back pose, you can see that my right side sticks out a little bit farther than my left. It's visibly more muscular than the left side. So what I usually do and what I tell all my clients to do is to start, if you have an imbalance like that or a weakness on one side compared to the other, start with that weaker side so that, you know, say you go to near failure on that side, then just go ahead on the stronger side, stop there, even if it feels like that stronger side can do more reps. And that way, you know, if you started with the stronger side and you did a certain amount of reps, the weaker side might not be able to do as many, and then you're just making that imbalance worse. Okay, so that's a good little rule of thumb. While I'm switching these weights out, I'll go ahead and stop the recording, and I'll see you guys in the next clip. I'd actually know if I would like to know if some of you guys can relate to this. I feel like I'm in that weird phase right now, being 11 weeks out from my first show. And I think this is something because I was a very small, skinny kid, but I'm in that weird phase where I'm not lean enough to like feel really good about being lean, and with my shirt off, you know, I feel okay, but you know, I'm not like super impressed with the way I look with my level of leanness. But now I feel like I'm feeling really small in my clothes. My clothes are fitting a little bit looser, and I've kind of got that like small man mentality. So I'm in that really weird phase of struggling right now. So I'm wondering if you guys kind of relate to that. And you know, I think a lot of people go through this, and I've talked about this in other videos, where you're kind of in that phase and then you end up yo-yoing back and forth. You're like, man, I'm looking kind of small in my clothes. Let me get a little bit bigger. You start getting a little bit bigger and you're like, I'm looking a little fluffy. I need to cut, lose some of this extra fat. And you just kind of go in this back and forth phase all the time. I think it's much better. I mean, for one, be in a solid surplus or at least a maintenance to be building muscle and spending most of your time in that. Like that should be 80% of the time. And really then you should just go in like a 20% of your time spending on a cut and reveal what you've built. If you can do that and be at a healthy level of leanness, that's gonna do a lot more for you in the long term. So I'm just ranting at this point, honestly, just should probably get into the set. So let's go ahead and knock it out. So this is 95. I'm gonna get 3 sets of 15. With 95, I've been working up to about 125 for sets of 10 to 12 at the gym, but my home gym only goes up to 95, so that's what we're hitting. It's 15 reps. Here we go. I can make all the grunting noises I want. I'm the only one in here. Some of the perks of having your own home gym. Yeah, this feels weird. It feels kind of like I'm talking to myself, guys. Feel a little bit like a crazy person, but you know, this is cool. Yeah, I wanted to hit this today, get this cool video for you guys. You know, I feel like it's a lot more intimate. I'd feel really weird about recording this in the gym. So, all right, let me go and hit this other side. Stay tuned longer in the video if you think this is boring and weird, but I'm gonna give a physique update later in the video, just kind of rant on things as I go. But guys, if you enjoy this type of video, let me know, put in the comments. I've also been doing how-to videos on different exercises. I've done the squat, the bench, the deadlift. One of my clients recommended dips, so I made that one. But whatever exercises you guys want to see in-depth form how-tos on, leave that in the comments as well. Let's go ahead and hit this other side. Whew. I've been hammering my back in this prep. This is, way more back than I've hit ever. My coach basically says, bodybuilding shows are won from the backside. So I think everyone's focused on the front side because that's kind of what you see in the mirror and everything. But to create that V taper, building up those lats, nice thick back. I mean, that's a whole half of your posing is done from the backside. So it's a huge thing. Whew. Whew. All right, guys, I'm gonna catch my breath. Probably knock out these last 2 sets. Not bore you guys watching my sets. I'm not gonna show you guys every single set that I do. So I'll knock out these last 2 and I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, guys, we've got the slightest bit of a pump now. So the shirt is coming off. Give you guys a little physique update so far with a little bit of a pump. Not sure how the lighting's looking in here. We will see. Obviously we're hitting back today, so get a little bit of back in there. I'm gonna go right into next exercise that we're doing. You'll notice I alternate usually mid to upper back exercise and then a lat exercise on my back days. So today we're gonna be doing pull-up bar. Usually it's a lat pull down, but today it's gonna be pull-ups. And I'm supposed to be doing 20 reps of lat pull down with wide grip and like 3-second negatives. So I'm just gonna go to failure on this first set, see how many we can do. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get 20 strict pull-ups with 3-second negatives. So let's go ahead and hit it, see what we get here. And we're going wide grip too, so pretty decently wide. We're gonna get 12. We are going to hit 12. Those are killer. Honestly, it's weird. Before I get super warmed up, I end up feeling most of my back movements a lot more in my biceps. I probably have a weakness in my biceps. But as I get going and I start to really activate the back a little bit better, I just start feeling it more in my back. It's almost like my biceps just take longer to warm up. So anyway, we've got 3 more sets of this. And I'm basically just gonna go to failure each time. Usually on this one, I kind of do these descending reps, ascending weight, kind of a pyramid style set on a few of these exercises today. So similar to like I usually do with the dumbbell rows, I typically increase my weight and decrease my reps on these lat pull downs as I go. But today, I'm just gonna go to failure each time on these pull-ups since I don't have a lat pull down in here. We're working with what we got. I will, probably the only other big thing that I'll invest in this home gym is a cable machine. I just feel like a functional cable machine would allow me to do a lot more. I could end up doing cable rows if I wanted to. I could do lat pull-ins. I could do
tricep rope extensions. Right now I've just been using my resistance bands for some isolation stuff like that and dumbbells, but I just feel like a functional cable machine will allow me to do a lot more. So I'm gonna hit 3 more sets to about failure on this, and I won't show you guys all that, but I want you guys to kind of notice the intensity that I'm training at as well. Something that I wanted to note, and that's something I did my group coaching call with my clients on this past week. What I feel like sets successful clients apart from unsuccessful ones, given all other variables the same, right? If they follow the same program, they're doing everything that they're supposed to, it's the intensity in the gym, right? Like if you're following the meal plan, you're doing everything that you're supposed to. The client that's continuously, every single time they go into the gym, getting really near failure on most of their sets, usually leaving 1 or 2 reps in the tank, they're gonna see such good results. And I just see so many people go through the motions. I see so many people leave 5+ reps in the tank on most of their sets. And guys, that is just not gonna yield much results, right? Like, there's so many studies that show like how much better you're gonna stimulate the muscles if you get 1 or 2 reps away from failure compared to 5+ leaving the tank. It's like you might as well just stay at home. I mean, not literally, but you're just not doing it nearly as much for your progress. So I can't emphasize that enough. So as I'm going through this workout with you guys, just kind of pay attention to the intensity that I'm training at. I know I'm talking a lot, but when I'm doing those sets, I'm pushing it near failure. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. The next exercise that we have is this T-bar row. And I actually have a T-bar attachment here in my garage gym, so lucked out on this one. So this is something that you guys can do if you just have a regular bar. You don't even need the T-bar row attachment necessarily. If you just have one of those V attachments, or you can honestly do one side at a time just with the bar. But I've got this, and I've also been wearing my belts on a lot of back movement exercise, especially something like this where you're bent over for a long period of time, just so the low back doesn't become the limiting factor on this exercise. But I talk about it a lot. There's nothing wrong with wearing a belt. I hear clients say it all the time, or people ask me, but I want to start engaging my core and work my core. Shouldn't I avoid wearing a belt? No, you actually, engage your core really well against a belt. There's studies that show you're able to engage your core better against a belt. So highly recommend wearing a belt, even on stuff like this, bent over rows, anything that involves like you're bent over for a long period of time. You don't want that to become the limiting factor, like you're just tired of bending over. So let's go ahead and get this, doing 10 to 12 on this one. Not really sure what weight I can do since I usually use this in a gym. Let's go ahead and knock it out. Oh God, decent weight. I think I can do a little bit more. So I'm gonna go up on the next set. So I think I'm gonna add a 25. These are actually 55-pound plates here. I'm gonna add a 25 for the next set. This exercise, I was just talking about intensity before this. There's just a classic clip of Arnold Schwarzenegger doing T-bar rows, and he's just going at it like crazy, using a bunch of momentum, just making all these faces, just getting crazy. One of my clients sent me that this week because we had talked about the intensity. Fires me up. Whew, it is an exercise that just kind of looks cool. You get the traps firing, everything's firing when you're down there. So, good movement. Whew. So, we've got this one. I'm gonna show you guys another variation because I'm supposed to do one arm lat pull downs after this. I'm gonna show you guys a variation with a pull-up bar where I'm going to one side each like that. Not one arm pull-ups, I'm not quite strong enough to do that yet. I have been able to do 1 or 2 by holding my wrist in the past, just like this, but yeah, so I think it's called like a military pull, I can't remember what it's called, there's a name for it. But basically, you're doing pull-ups, but you're pulling up to one side at a time, if that makes sense. So I'll show you guys that variation after this. I'm gonna hit one more set, and then I'm gonna hit one set on my own without boring you guys for all the sets. and I'll show you guys that variation. Let's go ahead and knock this out. See if we can get 10 to 12. Woo! All right, let's get it. Let's go on. Okay. God damn. Whew. All right, I'm gonna hit one set on my own, guys. I'll see you guys on the next exercise. I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story about this belt before I move on to this exercise. This is an old belt. I don't know if you guys can really see it that well on camera. It's got like mold on it. It's really, it's really old. This is like just one of those slap of leather. You just like, it looks like you just skinned a cow, just slapped it together. This was from my high school. My friend's older brother took this from the high school. So this thing is probably damn near as old as I am. It's probably freaking at least 20 years old, if not older than that. So super old belt, still holding strong. I usually wear my Inzer belt when I'm in the gym, but this is kind of the home gym. It fits the vibes in here. So it's good stuff. Let's go ahead and knock this out. So like I said, I'm doing a variation of these pull-ups so that I can go one side at a time. So I'm basically gonna pull myself up to one side, go to the other. Supposed to be doing sets of 12, I believe 4 sets of 12. It would have been one arm lat pull downs. But with this, not really sure how many I can get. We're just gonna see. So I'm gonna basically go near failure. Let's just get at it. So you're gonna come up, boom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh God, these burned quick. See if I can get 8 each side. 7. One more each. Last one. Oh God. Man. That's basically like doing 16 pull-ups because you're still pulling yourself up each time. Well, that's crazy. So 8 each side on those. I'm gonna hit just 2 more sets of those. I'm supposed to have 4 sets of that. That's a burner. So I'm gonna hit 2 more of those. And then basically, guys, after that, as you see, I'm still alternating kind of upper, mid back, and lat back movements. So, but after this is kind of our last main compound exercise for the day. So after this one, we're gonna be isolating. Basically all we have is lat pulls, which I'm gonna have to get creative with. Probably gonna grab my resistance bands and do lat pulls with those. So we've got that. I'm gonna superset that with hanging knee raises. So hanging knee raises like that. We're gonna superset those. And we also are gonna have to hit, it would have been an ab machine, but I'm gonna do decline weighted sit-ups. So I'll show you guys that one. We're gonna do decline weighted sit-ups, and it's supposed to be superset with a low back extension. There's nothing I can really superset that for here in the garage. That reminds me that that's another thing that I wanna do is get a low back extension, because that's a really good movement for the low back, the glutes, the hamstrings. It kind of just hits the posterior chain and isolates a lot of those movements or a lot of those muscle groups that you don't hit very well, or you don't isolate very typically. So that's definitely another piece, and it doesn't take up much square footage in the garage, so I can definitely put it somewhere over there. So yeah, so the functional cable machine, low back extension. I do actually really want to get a belt squat attachment for the rack. They sell those where you can attach it to your rack, and it comes with a weight belt, and it's like an attachment that sticks out, and then you can do belt squats. Because I definitely can't get like a leg press in here. It's just not enough room for that. But I don't always want to be compressing the spine on all my quad focused compound movements. So I'd love to have a belt squat. I think that would be super clutch on some of this stuff. But guys, I'm gonna knock out 2 more sets of those, and I'll show you guys the next superset. And we'll wrap things up pretty soon. Peace. One thing I wanted to note to you guys real quick too is I meant to mention On the T-bar row, I was using my Cat barbell, just a cheap bar. Wouldn't recommend using an expensive bar for something like this because you're sticking the end in the corner like that and you're kind of beating up your bar. So this is a $500 bar over here. It's a Texas powerlifting bar, Texas squat bar. So that's a $500 bar right there, but really good for squatting. It's got a stiff bar, so it doesn't really bend. That's the benefit there. And it's also 55 pounds compared to most bars being 45 pounds. Just wanted to point that out for you guys. But I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, so we are gonna do resistance band lat pulls to isolate the lats. And this one's basically just going to fatigue. Same thing as the other one. I'm not really sure how much I can do on this because I'm not using the usual cables that I usually am in the gym. So I'm basically just gonna go near failure. Supposed to be doing 4 sets of this. And in between these, I'm gonna be doing these hanging knee raises. So I'll hit a set of this. I'm gonna go right into the hanging knee raises. And the last exercise we have for the day is the weighted decline sit-ups. And that's gonna be basically a burnout of 100 reps on the weighted decline sit-ups, as many sets as it takes to get 100 reps. So let's go ahead and hit these. Whoo! Damn, got 20 of those. Woo! I was kind of trying to find my footing on how far I wanted to stretch the bands just to make it tough. That was good, 20 reps. So right into these hanging knee raises. Let's get it. Supposed to hit 15 of these. I already hit 1 set before this actually. It's 10. When the grip's starting to give out, guys, little trick, start doing alternating grip. It's gonna take some of that pressure off your hands. And you can focus more on the abs, wherever you're supposed to feel this movement. Just gonna get 2 more, switching it again. A little pro tip there. Just 2 more, boom, boom. So then if the grip starts to become your limiting factor on overhand, start alternating. It's gonna help you out. I'm gonna hit 3 more sets here, 1 more of those, and we got 1 more burnout set. I'll show you guys at least a couple of sets of the decline sit-ups, and I'll give you guys a little pep talk at the end, or something like that, some sort of rant. We'll see what happens. But I'll see you guys in the next clip. I just wanted to show you guys what the other side of the garage looked like with my little makeshift studio here. It's a really good light though. I got this off Amazon. My coach recommended that one. But I'm just using this stool as my camera stand. But then I've got this for hitting some shots with my phone in between this video. I'm just getting stuff for the gram and things like that. But man, I love that light up there. I just feel like that's so cool coming down on the platform there. But I'm about to get set up the last exercise of the day, and I'll show you guys this one. Gonna get my decline bench over there. Probably just use lightweight, like a 25. 100 reps of this puppy, as many sets as it takes. So let's get it. All right, this is gonna be killer. Man, this is an old bench. I've had this, man, since I was in college. So it is at least 8 years old, probably closer to 9 years old. This is not a bench I would trust on my incline or regular bench press anymore. I'd only use that bench. This is an old Adidas bench. Yeah, not the most sturdy, but it's good for decline sit-ups. That's why I keep it around, because not a lot of benches actually go decline. So I keep it around just solely for this one exercise, but it's great for this. Pants are falling off. Usually you have to tune into my OnlyFans for that. You guys are getting a show. Whoo. 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm trying to get 25 at a time. That's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, whew. Let's see if I can get 4 sets of 25. Now, I feel like you guys could just do this workout along with me. It's almost a cool idea, like just have someone else going through their workout and you can have it on YouTube during your workout. It's almost like you got a workout partner. But guys, one thing I was thinking about during this workout, you know, the gym is obviously hard and you're pushing to intensity, you know, when you're in there and it sucks. But I feel like the diet side, you know, because it's all the other hours of the day, man, especially in this bodybuilding prep, that's the battle. You know what I mean? That's where it's won or lost. I know I was talking about intensity before, but man, I mean, if your diet's off and you cheat a few times, like you're blowing your progress. So I can't stress that enough. Like if you got a specific goal, you've got to have the right strategy on the diet side. You're just not going to be able to outwork an off diet. So, that was just something I was thinking about. It's like, man, I'm pushing through this workout, but you know, I actually like the way I feel afterwards. You know, you get those endorphins pumping. I don't feel like that's where the battle is won or lost, especially in something like this with men's physique bodybuilding. It's like, it's the diet, man. It's the diet 100%. Let's go ahead and knock out another set. And I probably won't bore you guys with the last 2 sets of here. So I'll show you guys this last set. I'll knock the last 2 of 25 out on my own. And I'll wrap it up with y'all. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 more. 2, 3, 4. 5 more. Fuck. Okay. God dang. All right. I'll wrap it up with you guys in a sec. I'm gonna knock out these last 2 on my own. All right, guys. That's the workout. Man, I'm pooped. So yeah, it's about 85 degrees here in Houston already. But man, my garage has really good insulation because it feels about just barely over 70 in here. So I'm pretty pumped because I feel like it's not gonna get as hot in the summer as I was anticipating. But guys, if you stuck around this long in the video, you're the real ones, guys. I appreciate you. This was definitely a different type of video where it was a lot more laid back. But if you stuck around this long, guys, you know, I'm gonna get real with you guys. You know, this past year for me, you know, I just want to be transparent with you guys. It's been a big transition. Got out of a 9-year relationship. It just didn't work out. Was living in Dallas. Now I'm back in Houston. Bought myself this house. And yeah, man, there's just lots of change. But I know that a lot of growth is going to come out of this. You know, when one door closes, I'm a firm believer that better ones open. That's what happened to me when I got let go from my office job before I went all in on this business, on Fitness Junkies, on this brand. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So I know that there's good things in the future. And guys, if a door has closed for you recently, I was just telling this to another client of mine who got let go from his job. You know, there's going to be better ones right on the other side of that door. Okay, so keep your head up, keep moving forward. If you stuck around this long and you're still watching this video, I'm gonna do something for you guys. Go ahead, message me on Instagram. Just say, elevate every day. All right, if you message me that on Instagram, just search Cade Junkerth on Instagram. Message me, elevate every day. I'll send you some free Fitness Junkie merch if you stuck around this long. Other than that, like and subscribe, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But in the meantime, and I truly mean this, elevate every damn day. Peace.
Elevate. only obligation is to tell it straight.